Yes, initially this is the problem. Even I had the same problem. So all beginners have this problem. So we are all the same. Doesn't matter. We are in the 90%.
Generally, when we are bending, we should breathe out. Is it?
Correct. So you will inhale. So the reason for inhaling is the prana. So what happens is when you inhale, you know, there are, so okay, let us talk about the sacral, this part, the part which are close to the genitals, and then the stomach, and then the chest. Okay, these three parts are involved when you do the breathing. So what happens is when you inhale, these parts, there is a nadi or channel that goes down. So when you inhale the air up, they go down, like diaphragm, for example. You have the diaphragm, you know, physically, yeah. So that is the most important organ which is involved in the breathing. So when you inhale, the diaphragm goes down. And when you exhale, the diaphragm comes up. It's a mechanism. It's engineering. See, the God is such a great engineer. He has mechanized things that way. So when you do it wrongly, what happens now? So when you inhale and when you exhale and go down, what ideally happens? The diaphragm goes. You're on, right? Your mic is on, no? Your mic is on. The lady who asked, the madam who asked the question.
Yeah. It's on.
So now you say, so when you exhale and bend forward, what happens to the diaphragm?
When I exhale and then I
bend forward.
Yeah, it shortens.
So when you inhale it's not about shortening or going up or down. So when you ask a question, see, this is when you ask a question, it is very pertinent to you. Your full attention should be here. So when you ask next, the answer should be point, straight answer. So the attention is very important here. So when you inhale, what happens? The diaphragm, you take the breathing in, the diaphragm goes down to facilitate. And
but
then
doesn't it expand?
No, it is not about expansion. The expansion contraction is done by the lungs.
Okay.
So the right way of breathing here is, so when you inhale, you're allowing the diaphragm to go down and giving the air and space to the parts here. So when you exhale, the diaphragm comes up and then the parts have taken enough energy, even enough force, and it is relaxed, and now it will spread to the other part. So that's why the right breathing is important. Nevertheless, it's not a big sin to breathe wrongly, but knowing and breathing correctly is important. So when you inhale, your stomach will come out. Yeah, so you will first inhale, bring the stomach out, bulge it out. That's what I think you mean. And then you will exhale. When you exhale, your stomach touching the navel. Just understand that. Okay. And then bend forward. Even on the practical reason to bend forward, the stomach is out. Can you bend easily?
No.
You can't. So if the stomach is in, it is easy to bend forward, right? So exhale, take the stomach in and bend forward. Simple, understand. Yeah. Flexion and.
Okay. Thank you.
There is no such asana which should be avoided unless the practitioner has a condition. Whichever condition. So according to that, they can modify. But
the reason I'm asking the question is because probably the body is getting ready for the cycles between the age of 10, 11 to 13, because I have a teenage girl in my class. And now when we are talking so much about all this, I never put so much attention to it. I'm just wondering if I should be more mindful about the asanas that I should be asking her to do in class.
Yes, so to answer you very crisply, there is no such asana that should not be practiced by a teenager per se. Because as a teenager, their body is really much more flexible than all of us, right? At this age group. So they can do a lot. Like 100, somebody asked the question, yeah, some YouTuber. So this age group, they can do 108 Surya Namaskars in about 10-12 minutes, because that flexible the body is. Quick, 12 times, so fast, which is not by us. So it is actually, this is the good time when the body is flexible, to train the body to do all the asanas possible. So there is no such restriction they can do.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you for joining.
Thank you, Geeta. Thank you, Brinda, for the answer. And are there any further questions from the audience? So you have a direct access
Can
to
I be an audience?
Yeah, Vasu, I missed to see your raised hand. Yes, Vasu, please.
No problem. So the first part, when I raised hand, it was because something Neha said, and usually I also get confused about it. And I have heard this, and many instructors has told me, whenever you are bending, your body is anyway will let go of all the air which is there inside you. It's an automatic process. If we observe it, it happens that way. Is that true, Brinda?
Yeah, as I said,
when you're contracting your body, when there is a contraction in your body, or when you are lifting your hand and you're extended yourself, you breathe in. Is that the logic behind breathing and breathing out? That is my first part. My actual question is coming after this.
Okay, to answer this first part, I think I said in the one of the questions in the previous time, nothing is right or wrong in terms of breathing. With the right knowledge, you know what really happens in the system. Without the knowledge, you know something is happening in the system. That's it. That's only it.
Okay. All right.
Anything or what is your choice.
Okay. The next one is, I wanted to ask whether in Patanjali's Yoga Sutra, is there a particular mention about how women should do asanas? Is there any reference to that? Do you have any knowledge about that?
Yes, women, if I can take you back a little backward, I don't know if you're
probably we have 2 to 3 minutes.
Yeah, I know. In the interest of time, it's such a ocean of knowledge that's held in this concept of yoga. But in the interest of time, I would say there has been many women in the past in the texts where we've seen the yogic and Vedanta texts, where with the right knowledge of yoga, they were able to challenge even the most knowledgeable rishis of those times. So there was a debate which was held between, you all must have heard of the great sage Vishwamitra and Vasishta's wife Agalya. So these two were kept in a debate, and there was a tarka going on. It's called the debate, Tarka Shastra. So Vishwamitra was continuously asking. So there was one question when he says, if I come to your house and ask you to make 1008 variety of vegetables, can you do? It's not 8 or 100, 1008. And Agalya took just 2 minutes to quickly connect through her yogic power. She was able to answer, and she said there are 3 vegetables and fruit which I want to say now. And she said there was one. You get only the Sanskrit names. I'll try to translate it. Panasam is pineapple. That is equal to 100 units. 100 units. And then you have this, we call it paranda. It looks like a drumstick. I don't know the exact English name for it. It's very like we make, I don't get the exact name of it. It's like a drumstick, but it's very thin and very flexible. So that is equal to, we call it paranda in Tamil. That is equal to 300 units. And then there is something called the turai that we use, right? Turai. That is equal to 600 units. Now what happened? 600 plus 300 plus 100 is 1000. And then another 8 vegetables is not very difficult, like then banana and then some greens and all that. So she said, with this, I will feed you with 1008 vegetables. And Vishwamitra was very happy. He declares her to be the. So there have been women who have extremely knowledgeable only because of the power of yoga through their regular practice.
Thank you. Thank you so much. That was a very quick answer. Over to you, Devi.
Yeah, bending exercises you can do. Cervical spondylitis, right?
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, so all those which involves flexion, like going back and holding the posture like this, that is a strain here. So all those you can avoid. Going front, if not full, half bending forward, all those you can do. But when you do proper asanas, it's better that you wear the neck band, which is recommended for the particular design for the spondylitis, right? You have that belt?
No, I don't have that.
It's better that you have the neck belt with you before you do these asanas, but never try anything that is backward bending at the neck level or even the side. Side you can do, but only little bit, this much.
Okay.
Not full bend and half forward. But try pranayam. See, any pain in the body is only because of improper distribution of oxygen. There is less oxygen there. That's what it says, pain. Yeah, pay attention in the now. So it is telling you pay attention here because I'm having less oxygen here. So do pranayam with the intent that, I remember I said intent, with the intent that oxygen is flowing fully there and the pain is reducing. So use your mental power, your positive power, a thought of positivity and thought power, and do this pranayam. That's better. And then when you feel fine, do this.
Okay, thank you very much.